Well, hello, Salina First Church family. Pastor Craig here. Just wanted to explain what this is. In the days of COVID, we couldn't figure out the best way to do a church congregational meeting that involved all of our members because several of our members are kind of homebound right now due to the virus. And so we figured in the year of the pivot, in the year of doing things different, in the year of utilizing digital means, we would do a digital church meeting, congregational meeting, and we mailed home a slate to every member, but this video is available to anyone that wants to watch it. In this video, you're going to hear from Rod Hay, our current church council vice president, as well as upcoming church council president. You're going to hear from Eric Baltzell, our current financial life chair, as well as our council treasurer, who's going to be moving into the vice president position. And then you're also going to hear from elder-elect Kevin Caper and Mike Spores, sharing a little bit of their story, their testimony, just so you can get to know them a little bit. Is this the best way of you getting to know everyone and being able to ask questions? Unfortunately not. But this is the best way we feel like of reaching everyone in this different of a year. Here's what I'll tell you. On December 27th, I'll be giving our annual State of the Church address. This is something I try and do every single year, either the first Sunday in January or the last Sunday in December. This year's the last Sunday in December. And that will be a time in service where we kind of recap the previous year as well as share our vision for the upcoming year. So that'll kind of go hand in hand with this meeting. This is more of a nuts and bolts business updates and some big picture updates. The State of the Church address on December 27th from the pulpit will be a vision for the future for our congregation and where we're hoping to head, Lord's grace and Lord willing. So I hope you enjoy this. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me or Rod Hay. He shares his phone number in his portion. Feel free to give him a call, shoot him a text, or me if you have any questions, concerns, or you just need anything. Hope you're doing well, and if I don't get to see you beforehand, Merry Christmas.
Hello, for you that may not know me, my name is Rod Hay, and I'm the current Vice President of the Church Council, and I just want to take a little time this morning and update you on some of the things that have been going on and some of the things maybe to come in the next year. First, we want to announce that we want to continue our morning services. We might adapt them a little bit based on our flow of people, but for the next year, we want to continue our morning service if at all possible, barring any unforeseen circumstances that would cause us to stop. We want to maintain that. As well as we want to continue with our online presentation of the service, the live presentation, that those of you that can't make it to the morning service or feel uncomfortable in going out in the public yet, we want to provide you with the feeling that you still have your church family that is gathering at the same time with you in the morning to be able to enjoy the service with the rest of us. And you were in our hearts and prayers knowing that at this point in time it's not the right time for you to be here, but yet we know that you are with us in spirit, and we appreciate that. Also want to bring you up to date on some of the things that we have put together over the last year. The shelter house out back is now is complete, except for maybe some of the landscaping around it. If you haven't had a chance when you've been here, those that have come to stop and take a look at that, that's a great addition to the campus. And some of the things that I know that we've looked at for the future is hopefully as COVID dies down a little bit, maybe over this next year, we want to get the volleyball court back up and everything, so that the people in the congregation that maybe want to participate in the church league and the volleyball league, they have that opportunity to do that and share in fellowship in ways other than the Sunday service or maybe a small group meeting. Would also like to mention that as we transition, everybody is hopefully putting in their vote of affirmation for the slate of candidates for this next year on church council. First, I would like to say thank you to Roy, who has served 2 terms as church council president and presided over a lot of issues that we had in the church as far as the construction that was done, and some other transitions of pastors and things of that nature. He did a fantastic job, and we're really going to miss him in that post as he reaches his term limit on that. But we really want to thank him and express our appreciation for all that he did, as well as all those that are coming off church council this year. But we do ask that you give your vote of affirmation as to those on the slate, and just to give your support for those that will be incoming over the next year. I would mention that I am on for the president for the next year, and Eric Balzell is on for the vice president. Right now, the thought is that I will serve just 1 year, or one term on the council as president, and then Eric will step in, who is extremely qualified for that, and we look forward to when he reaches that spot in the transition. But over the next 3 years, feel free to contact me if you have any concerns, if you have any questions. My phone number, my cell number, the easiest way to reach me is 419-305-7236. And I welcome any comments, questions, or concerns that you might have. Feel free to contact me. I'll be happy to get back with you, and we'll discuss the situation. Other than that, we look forward to 2021 as being a great year. Hopefully COVID will be behind us by the end of the year, and we'll get back to somewhat of a resemblance of what we would consider to be normal. I thank you for your time, and I look forward to serving you over the next 3 years as Church Council President.
Hello, Salina First. My name is Eric Baltzell. I'm the chair of the Financial Life Committee. I want to give you an update on the finances. I want to start with some projects that the Church Council has approved for next year. The first being the camera system in the church. Over the last few years, we've made upgrades, and this next year will be the final piece of that. This will include adding cameras to the sanctuary and to the nursery. The second project is the Wi-Fi system. Up until now, we've been using residential grade Wi-Fi, and this will allow us to have a more robust commercial grade system. The third project is what we call God's Green Room. This is really spearheaded by the pandemic, led us to have much more digital content, and this will include the upper level room. Will turn into a green room with all the video and audio necessary for digital content. And the final project being the exterior sign at the intersection. You've probably seen that it's due for an upgrade. The computer is 10 years old, and there is updates that are no longer available. And so this will be a complete upgrade of the sign. I want to touch on the savings. Our savings accounts did take a dip with the markets at the beginning of the pandemic. And with the markets rebounding, our savings are in a good spot. And then next, the budget itself. A couple points I want to make. With the repairs and renovations we made over the years, we want to be very intentional about our preventative maintenance and repair budget. So we budget about 14% for that. And then with the staffing changes that have happened this year, we actually have a decrease in our staffing budget. And overall, when you total all of the life committee budgets, we're setting at $344,000 for 2021, which is actually a $10,000 decrease from 2020. Our weekly giving has averaged just under $7,000. And so I want to just close with thanking you all. I know this year has been a challenge for everybody. Many of you, it's affected you financially. So I just want to thank you for being faithful in your giving. And it allows Salina First to continue to move forward with its ministry and spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Hi, my name is Kevin Caper. My wife's name is Cherry, and we've been married for 41 years. We have 2 daughters and 6 grandchildren. And kind of our hobby is we like to go out and try different restaurants. And I personally work at Machine Concepts as a mechanical assembler, and that's pretty much it. Well, when my wife and I got married, she was a born-again believer, and I was not. And for years, I watched her walk out her faith. And through the years of watching her walk out her faith, and God was constantly placing people and placing circumstances in my life that was constantly causing me to question my eternal fate. And so basically in the first 17 years of our marriage, I finally threw in the towel and basically just said, okay, Lord, I'm in. And committed my life to the Lord, and that was in December of 1997, and been serving the Lord ever since. Throughout my walk with the Lord, He's given me the ability to do many things that I've never thought possible. And just a few examples maybe is just to be able to publicly speak, to be able to teach, and to be able to give godly counsel to brothers and sisters, and just to be able to be there for anyone that may need help. But the main gift that I feel that the Lord has gifted me with is the gift of discernment. And that's just to be able to obtain His guidance and His understanding throughout many different circumstances or whatever it may be. And that's been a huge asset in my walk. And I just feel that that might be something that I can be able to serve here at Salina First with. Well, I came to Salina First with a little bit of background serving in a leadership role, and been here for 4 years. And throughout those 4 years, I've been able to watch and see and experience the unity that our elders have and that our church council has. And it's a unity that only can happen through God's Spirit. And because of that, I just felt that when I was approached to become an elder, I felt that it would just be a huge blessing and a huge honor to be able to be a part of what God's doing here at Salina First.
Hi, my name is Mike Spores. I'm married to Linda, and that's spelled with a Y. I have to make sure I tell everybody that. It's not with an I. We've been married for 44 years this February. We have 4 adult children, 11 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren. We have 2 dogs, a Basset Hound and a Great Dane. We enjoy camping and hiking and biking, and she enjoys having family together. I mean, that's one of her biggest joys, when the family's together or friends together, because she likes to talk. So that's one of our big things. Next year we're going to try out kayaking to see how well we can do at that as well. So that's basically our family. We like to go to their sporting events, but 2020, that's not been available to us. Well, I've always known the Lord, thanks to my parents. They were devout Lutherans, so I went to catechism and the whole works. But I got out of school and kind of drifted away for several years, and Linda and I got married. I worked for the railroad, and she was a critical care nurse, and we moved around quite a bit, 5 states actually. So when we went to Florida, it was our 3rd state, I believe, 4th state, I can't remember. But when we went to Florida, Linda got me back in church, because she was already back in church. We got me back in church, and I started studying the Bible almost daily, because I really needed the Lord's Word to get through the stressful job I had. So I studied regularly and talked to the preacher a couple times he came over. And we had some conversations, some good conversations, and I got baptized in Florida. And I continued to study from that point on in my journey towards a real relationship with him, because I never really had a real relationship until after I was baptized and really started studying the Lord in His Word. Well, one of the biggest gifts, I think, is when I started reading the Bible, because I've read it probably more than 5 times and probably just as many versions, so I've become to know His Word pretty well. Not an expert at it by any means, nor am I perfect at following the Word, but I know it pretty well. So after five versions and 5 different times entirely through the Bible, I think that's one of the gifts. But I think that God's been building on my character for several years, 67 years to be exact. And I think the character He gave me from in different leadership roles in my job at CSX, because I worked at CSX for 40 years and I served in several leadership positions and a lot of leadership training. And was I perfect at leadership to begin with? No, but as I read the Bible and it proved, I think I bring leadership skills because I've learned to listen. And I learned leadership is not about me, it's about servitude. It's about what I can help others to be able to come closer to Christ. It's not about me, it's about leadership to your people to bring them to the level they need to go. Well, I've done a lot of praying, for one thing, and because this is the second time I've been approached. Qualifications were kind of some of my issues I had, the qualifications, but I realized everybody's not perfect. And I realized from my reading of the Bible, neither was a lot of Daniel, for one, or not Daniel, but David, for one. He did his children strayed off in different directions, so just had some issues with that, and I didn't feel like I was qualified to be one. But then after a lot of praying the second time, I think the Lord was telling me after 67 years of building my character, it's time for me to step up and answer the call. So that's the reason why I accepted this time.